Well, good evening once again. The Carrum Cowboys Facebook radio show is back on air again before the Cowboys train, upcoming for round 4. And, last week we had some success. Well, we had a bit of success and a few losses. And I'll see if I can find anyone hanging around. Look, here's Matty Ray. Matty Ray, come over here. Matty Ray's one of our Masters players. Matty's been around for many years. He's a Sydney man, so he's probably a little bit sad that we talk about AFL. And I must apologise. I haven't got
we're happy. You can talk about AFL this week.
Oh, yes, because Sydney actually had a win. I haven't got my Tigers top on, but it is coming. So for the naysayers, even though we lost, the Tigers top will be out. Masters last week. Win, lose, draw?
Lost. So, look, we had a big guy we were playing against, a full forward who kicked 7. So it was a bit hard to contain. But, look, there was a lot of improvement there from the game before. And, I think this week we might surprise a few.
Are we going to name names and say who was on him and he kicked 7?
Oh, Morty Ant was on him for 3 seconds before he dropped his head. But no, so we tried a few, and look, they all competed pretty well, but he was just too big and strong. So, we didn't have much hope. And Stevie Forbes pulled out during the warm-up, who would usually be on him. So, that sort of was a bit disappointing, and we sort of had to scramble and try and match him up, which we didn't do until the last quarter. We sort of held him, but he was pretty good.
Yeah, because they got ahead of us a little bit, and then we tried to get it back, and we weren't very accurate in front of goals. And less spoke about that, the better. Moving on.
Wasn't in the back pocket, but the forwards weren't.
Oh, they were shocking. Some of those forwards, they were shocking. Stevie Forbes, is that a fine doing an injury in the warm up?
Yeah, he said before the game that he was a bit suspect on it and running out. So I think he made it to the fence and then pulled the pin. So, I think definitely a fine.
Okay, well, we'll pass that over to... Oh, well, Danger's not here, so we'll have a new fine master this week.
Where's Danger?
Danger's off drinking his way around England and Ireland, according to Facebook.
Oh, I didn't know. He posts every 5 seconds about where he is. So
yeah, I think there's many fines coming Danger's way for multiple Facebook postings. So thanks, Matty. All the best this week.
Go Swans.
Go Swans, yeah, go away Swans, that's what we say. Now, who else? We've got a 50 over here. Here's Boris. Boris is over here. Boris is a 50, been around for many years, the team manager. He makes us sign the forms and make sure everything's up and about for Towner as captain. How'd we go last week in the 50s, Boris?
It was another wonderful effort, probably the best I've ever seen us play, to be honest. It's beating Willie here was great, absolutely great.
Beating Willie's always good because Willie's a good team and they've played together for years and they know each other, and beating them over here was very good. And is that undefeated still, the Cowboys?
Absolutely. 3 big wins.
And where are we sitting on the ladder?
Number 2.
Oh, number 2. So that must be pretty good. The 50s are up and about. I've heard rumours that when the guys go out for a drill and there's confusion about hitting targets and manning up, the words are say, just watch a 50?
That's the way it's become now, and I believe they're actually separating us tonight in training because we keep showing them up.
Oh, segregation, apartheid. Well, age apartheid's here to stay. So, so the 50's travelling well. The captain's kicking footballs at you, just enough. And we've also got, if we get my hands over, we've still got the kids here. The kids are out, and there's girls and boys and all sorts of things. So this is the strength of the Carrum Football Club. Not only do we have oldies, we also have youngies out here. So this week, who the 50's got?
We're off to Ascot Vale, who are struggling, but they play on probably the biggest ground you and I have seen, I think.
It is a big, probably not as big as the Essendon ground we played on a couple of years ago, but the Ascot Vale ground last year was a big ground, but it wasn't a great ground for us injury-wise because we had our first game, and who did we lose?
We lost Kevin forever, I think, didn't we?
We lost Kevin with a broken leg, and we also lost Alex, who did his knee.
Alex with his knee, that's right. Yeah, both careers ended.
Both careers ended, but Alex has been around helping us out with the training and all that sort of thing. So, again, part of the Cowboy spirit, people hang around even if they're not playing.
That's just it. He's here, helping out every week with all 3 teams when he can when we play at home. What more can you ask?
And always try and put a bit of an AFL spin on it. You're a cat man. You've lost the last 3, like the Tigers lost the last 3, so best not mention. Your new tax-funded to $70 million of my money, well, not all my money, but our money, for your new stand.
Which we're opening on Friday night. Friday night. Perfect night. Bulldogs visiting. My birthday. What more could the AFL get? Yeah.
Oh, do they realise it's your birthday, Boris?
They must, surely.
That's right. And when you Geelong have home grounds, you allow a couple of hundred in, don't you?
I think it's 150. Maybe it's gone up to 200 with the extra seating. But it seriously was about 150 opposition tickets were sold.
Oh, well, you don't want your opposition at the ground. Thanks, Boris.
Thank you.
Now, if I can find a super, oh, look, here's a super. There's a super coming over here. Bruffy's coming over here. Bruffy's been around for 3 or 4 years now and consolidating himself in the supers, which is great to see. In the back pocket, having a great season so far. I think you've been the best players most weeks, Bruffy. And what was the result last week?
We lost by a couple of goals. They got out to an early lead, probably 2-3 goals, and they maintained it for pretty much the whole game.
Yeah, we tried to come back. We just couldn't get back that first little couple of goal break they got on us.
Correct, yeah. That's pretty much how it went. So it was pretty even after about the 10-minute mark of the first quarter. So,
and no wins yet, but one coming.
Very soon, very soon. Itching to sing the song. It's been a while, but one coming soon. Had a couple of new players in last week, and I think once they find their feet and start to work out who their teammates are, we'll get a win very soon.
Well, if you don't know the words, the 50s have been singing the song for the last 3 weeks, just saying. But yeah, new players does make it tricky.
Yes, it does. And we had 2 in the back line and 1 in the middle that were new guys, and a couple of times they're calling Cowboys, and I'm thinking, is it the opposition trying to fool us, or is it one of the new players? So it's sort of a bit tricky until they know everyone's name and we know how they play. So
yeah, because you don't want to fall for the old leave it cowboy, and you find an opposition guy marks it behind you, that'll give you a fine straight up. But yeah, not knowing players, not knowing the way they were, but a couple of new good guys. We had a new Joff, Noodles, and all seem to be able to play.
Yeah, they do know how to play. I think they've come pretty much fresh out of Saturday football, so makes it helpful. They're coming up from the 35 end of the spectrum, not the 45 end of the spectrum. So yeah.
That's right. I mean, that's something we've lacked many years. We haven't got many in that 35 to 40 age demographic. But we're building. And who do we play this week?
We play Bayside at their home ground. So
now their home ground's not like our home ground, is it?
No, it's sort of on a hill. It feels like it anyway. And last time we played, it was a bit spiteful, so it could be an interesting game.
And it's a weird shape too. There's deep pockets, there's wide pockets, there's a wall sort of around one side, and cars. You can have a pot shot at a car having a shot at goal, and that's always a bit of excitement. So, but I don't think you'll be doing that down the back line, Bruffy.
Not from where I play, unless I go for a long run, which it's not going to happen, probably not. So I'll be trying though. Got to get a goal one game in the year, so we'll see.
No worries, thanks, Bruffy.
No worries, thanks, Trash.
So there you go, a bit of a summary about last week. Again, a win to the 50s, a close loss to the Supers, and the Masters just couldn't make up that last difference. So we will be hitting the radio airways as a podcast. You won't be able to listen to us live, but we will have a podcast of the radio show. It'll come up probably, depends on when Pi gets his act together, and the one that Marcus here who's filming gets it up on the website. But we'll have a podcast that'll show team selections, and also we're trying to get an interview with our new Flea. So Flea for many years has been cooking dinner for us. This year we've got a new Flea, Peter, Jono's better half. So we're going to try and get an interview with her. She's a little bit reluctant, but we'll try and weave our cowboy magic to get her on the radio. So thanks a lot. We'll see you in a fortnight. Go Cowboys.